Hey, what's up, y'all? Good people. It has been a couple of months since I've seen you, and I'm so glad to be back for the season 5 premiere of the Water Bear podcast. So, welcome to the podcast. If this is your first time checking it out, I'll give you a brief synopsis of how it started. So, I was on another podcast before, and one of the last episodes, we talked about how in relationships and people get into heated discussions or conflicts and things of that nature, how maybe they might need a little time to breathe before they respond. So I said, depending on the offense, then I might take an hour. And I said, the extreme end, I might take 5 days. When I said 5 days, everybody was hitting me up. I was getting all these DMs. I was kind of known as the nice middle of the road guy on the show. And not that day. Everybody was sending me all these messages like, oh, that's crazy and all this stuff. And fast forward, I found out from watching the TikTok and then watching other things online that apparently Aquarius men often get a rap for being emotionally cold or emotionally distant or kind of like hard to read. So that gave me the idea for the show to try something to not only discover and learn more about the Aquarius perks or quirks, but also learn about all the other signs, like what their quirks are, kind of what makes them tick as well. So this episode tonight is very special because I have the water signs on. So for those who don't know, the zodiac signs are broken up into four elements. So you have air, which is what I'm in, and then you have earth, and then fire and water. So of the water signs, that includes three signs, that is Pisces, Cancer, and Scorpio. So before we get started here, just a few preliminary things to get out the way. So if you've not already done so, sharing is caring and subscribing is thriving. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so, and join the Drip family. Also, you can catch the Drip every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And this season is going to be a little bit like season 4, where it's going to be a mix of live episodes and pre-recorded episodes. So tonight's episode is live, but we won't be live again until June 27th. Also, if you have not already done so, you can follow me on social media on Instagram at Poetic, and that's PEAUXETIC, and then TikTok at PEAUXETIC, again, just with the number 7 at the end. Also, my guest, I have Keisha Frazier, and you can follow her on Instagram at Be Enhanced with Keisha Frazier. Her name is spelled Keishafrazier. So you can follow her there on IG or on Facebook at Keisha Frazier. She is representing Cancer this evening. And I also have Tineke, who is representing Pisces. You can follow her on IG at diva_1967 or on Facebook at Tineke Lacy. And finally, we have Jay as well. Hopefully he'll be joining us here shortly. He's not here just yet, but he's representing Scorpio, and he is my fraternity brother. So A5A to all the alphas out there. And you can follow him on Facebook, Jay Irv. So that's Jay, and then Irv, ERV. So you can catch him there. But just to get us started before I bring out Tineke and Keisha, we'll go through some famous people of each of these signs. So a famous Pisces is Chili from TLC. A famous Cancer is Fantasia. And a famous Scorpio is Odell Beckham Jr. So it gives you a little bit of, kind of the sauce and flavor we're going to have on the show tonight a little bit. And I'll go ahead now and bring out Tineke and Keisha. Hello. Hey, Tineke. Hey, Keisha.
Hey.
Thank y'all so much for joining me. And so y'all may not know this or may not have remembered, but the schedule was changed a little bit, so we actually pushed out a week. So thank y'all for not only agreeing but also being flexible with
Sure.
the change. So I really, really appreciate that.
Mhm.
Yes, and
Yes.
then we'll go around and do introductions too. So Tineke, I'll start with you. If you don't mind giving an introduction of yourself and also sharing your birthday with us.
Okay. My name is Tineke Lacy, and I used to work with Carlos at Frito-Lay, so I've known him a while.
Mhm.
I recently, well, a couple of years ago, moved to California. So I grew up in Dallas, though, but kind of enjoying California. However, it's getting too expensive. I might need to move back.
Uh-oh.
um, and my birthday is February 20th.
Okay.
Okay.
Nice, nice. Okay, February 20th. All right.
Mhm.
And Keisha, if you don't mind introducing yourself as well and also sharing your birthday.
Absolutely. I am Keisha Frazier,
Okay.
and I'm here in Dallas. Carlos and I met maybe 10 years ago. It seems
Yeah,
like
it's been a minute.
it's
Yeah.
been quite a
Hmm.
while. We have several mutual friends.
Yes.
Um, my birthday is June 30th. I think I am a true Cancer.
Okay.
um,
Okay.
and I am a an esthetician, a medical esthetician. I'm also a nurse. So I work at a heart hospital. I'm a cardiovascular nurse. So.
Okay. Awesome. All right. So Keisha, I'm gonna start with you. All right. So
Mhm.
you led into my first question, what I
Okay.
wanted to say, and so you mentioned that you are a true Cancer. So I want to
Mhm.
ask you. I guess this is a two-part question. Do you think there's a difference between June and July Cancers? And also, what is a true Cancer to you?
Yeah, I said that being funny, but I really, I, I do think there's a difference between the June and the July Cancers, and because I'm right on the end of the month, I
Hmm.
find that I tend to gravitate more towards the July Cancers. Like I feel like when I meet other Cancers whose birthdays are in July, I kind of click with them a little bit more, especially the first part of July.
Oh,
So
okay.
not really click with them, but we seem to have a lot more in common in terms
Okay.
of our personalities and things like that. So a true Cancer, I would say, is someone who is. Do you want me to give you some examples of what that is?
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's
What
however
I
you
think that
want to
is, because
say
I know
it.
you
Yeah.
just maybe give you 5 words to describe, but very loyal,
Okay.
very family oriented, very
Hmm.
nurturing.
Mm.
I said loyal already. Really intuitive, and I
Hmm.
would also add to that very creative. I don't think a lot of people focus on
Yes.
that a whole lot about Cancers, but I find that Cancers are pretty creative people.
Hmm. I would agree. I would, and I think
Mhm.
okay. So I think you gave four. So I'll go ahead and
Okay.
we can go ahead and get to this segment too. That I got five on it. So for those that don't know, this is a new segment this season. So since we're on season five, I'm asking all of my guests to give 5 words that describe their sign. So I know Keisha, you've already given me four. So what is one other word you would use to describe a Cancer?
Um, Pretty serious.
Mm,
I would say pretty
okay. Like
serious.
in what way?
Serious in taking um, matters to heart. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we play around very much.
Mm, hmm.
We're not
Yeah.
people, but we take things seriously. Well, I guess I could say maybe sensitive
Okay.
people.
Sensitive. Okay. Okay. That's
Yeah,
okay. You said a lot that I definitely want to no, what was the last part you said?
I said sensitive people. Yeah.
Sensitive. Okay. You said a lot that I want to get to in the show here. And one of the things that you mentioned, the creativity part, I totally agree with that because I feel like cancers, and I'm not sure if you're this way, but a lot of times they come up with ideas on the spur of the moment. And sometimes watching them from the outside in, and I feel like Pisces is this way too. Also very creative. All water signs, Scorpio too. And sometimes the ideas are so intricate that it makes me sit back and it's like, no, you couldn't have come up with this like just 5 minutes ago. There's no way. But Cancers, I agree. They have that gift. Missy Elliott, she's another famous Cancer, to one of my favorite artists. And I mean, as far as like her music videos, she's unmatched. Like, I don't think anybody makes a video like her. So I don't even see how she comes up with all those ideas and everything. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. All right. And so Tineke, so I'll ask the same question to you. Do you think that there's a difference between February and March Pisces? And what would be your 5 words to describe Pisces?
Okay. I don't think so. I have a friend that her birthday's March 19th, I think. And her and I are very similar in a lot of ways. So I think we're pretty much the same. The thing about Pisces is that you have the one fish swimming upstream and then another, fish swimming downstream. So I think that kind of plays in some kind of way. I don't know how, but like I was telling you earlier, my ex was a Pisces, but he was born on the 29th, which doesn't really exist. So he's very like not a typical Pisces. The only thing that was very typical about him was that he was very intuitive. Like, I feel like kind of like almost psychic in a sense that he would know things before it would happen, which I know me and my daughter, because both of my kids are Pisces as well. The oldest was born on my birthday and the other one was born before on the 19th. So, and it's funny because me and the one that was born on my birthday, we are totally exactly the same. In the way that we're very empathetic, we're very, very sensitive. She's a little bit more charismatic than I am. I can be charismatic, but I can be shy and kind of, I have to get to know you first. I have to warm up to you. You know what I mean? And the other daughter was born on the 19th. So I feel like she's kind of on the cusp, like on the border of Aquarius and Pisces. So she's very different from us though, a little bit. She's very sweet, very caring, but she doesn't talk as much as, my other daughter does. And she's just kind of quiet, but, I don't know. I do feel like, most, it doesn't really matter if it's February or March. I think it just depends, like I said, that whole thing, however that plays, what kind of fish goes upstream, what goes downstream. I know that we are very creative as well, and intuitive. We're kind of dreamy. I feel like we are compassionate and, again, very empathetic. So.
Yes, very empathetic. I totally agree.
Sometimes to a fault.
Yeah. Okay. I want to get into that
because I tend to gravitate, like narcissists gravitate to me, and it's so annoying. Like I'm like, I don't know if I have a sign on my forehead or what, but I really click with Cancers. Like most of my friends are Cancers. I don't know what that is, but we click. But I definitely feel like I attract narcissists for whatever reason.
Huh. That's interesting. So we have a comment here from Cobb Channel, who's Marcus. He says twins, March 19th. So his birthday is also on March 19th. So he's repping for Pisces. Yes. And so before I ask both of you this question, so Tineke, do you mind giving 5 words you think that describe a Pisces?
Empathetic, creative, intuitive, compassionate, and I think we're kind of dreamy. We kind of dream a lot.
Which to me is really cool. I like that about Pisces and really all of the water signs. I feel like Aquarius can be kind of rigid, and I feel like the water signs kind of take us out of that that monotony. a little bit
Right.
of
Did I
being
give
so
you
recent.
5? I wasn't
Yeah, you
counting.
did. You sure did. Yeah. No, you did. Okay. So, okay. So you led me into it. So I gotta ask this, and actually, both of you said this. So I know you mentioned empathy, and I have been told by no, I haven't been told this by Pisces. My ex-wife was Pisces, but she didn't tell me this. But I have been told by uh, more than one Cancer that I'm not empathetic, and
Hmm.
it's not that I'm not. I am empathetic, but I'm also the kind of person that it's like, yes, your feelings matter. Like, yes, like I care about feelings, and I'm emotional too, but just more so I think internally. So in my head, I'm very emotional, but to the outside world, they probably like, no, he's not. But I think I'm kind of more like solutions based. It's like, okay, yes, I know you feel this way, or yes, it's this way, but how are we going to get to the other side? And so I've had to learn as I've gotten older that sometimes it's not the best approach, or it's like kind of let people feel their feelings. Um, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong, but one thing I would say about the water signs is if y'all feel a type of way emotionally, especially if it's somebody close to you, you are gonna get in the water with them at some point. Either you're gonna fall and dive in with the emotion, or you're gonna get pulled in. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
So do y'all? What do y'all think about that as far as emotions and
I
how
know
you
I
handle
do.
things? Really?
I do. I give my all to a relationship, and I feel like I try to treat a person the way that I want to be treated. And I get hurt a lot because of that. Um,
Mm.
because I expect to be treated how I'm treating you. And I can't really seem to understand why people don't treat me the way that I'm treating them. Do you know what
Right.
I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
that has always been a problem for me. Um, that's why I keep my circle very small. Because like we were talking earlier, you hurt me enough. I like my mama said, if somebody shows you who they are, you believe it. And I've gotten to the point where you show me once, I'm gonna leave you alone because I don't have time. And I
Yeah.
don't, because you hurt me once, I know you're gonna do it again. Do you know what I'm saying? So I try to kind of guard my heart
Mm-hmm.
and my feelings because I do give in or I give all to a relationship.
I agree.
I agree with Tineke, except for
Uh-oh.
I'm a little slower to get in that water.
Really?
I'm very
Even with
protective.
yourself and with your own emotions?
I'm very protective of my feelings,
Really?
and I'm very sensitive. And so I'm caring, but I'm gonna care from a distance for a while. And then when I
Huh.
get in, I'm gonna give it my all because I am scared to be hurt. I don't want to be hurt. And I think the reason why is because I'll keep forgiving. You can hurt me, but I'm gonna say, okay, I know you love me, I love you. We gonna work this out. I'm gonna forgive, I'm gonna forgive, I'm gonna forgive family members or good
Right.
friends.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick in there with you, but it's gonna take me some time before I jump in that water. Just because I'm
Right.
like, okay, I'm gonna be cautious. So
Right.
that's I think more
Uh,
that protective covering of the cancer, that
mm-hmm.
crab.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I,
Y'all got a little
The
shell there.
hard shell.
right.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
and the funny thing is, I think sometimes when you hear words like emotional, sensitive, I think people default and they think, well, first of all, I think they think emotional is weak, and I never think somebody's weak because they're emotional. Actually, to me, it's kind of quite the opposite. Like anybody that's in tune with their emotions, um, to me, that's a very strong person. And with the sensitivity part, I found uh, not so much with Pisces, but I think I have noticed it with cancers. That's a little interesting to me is Cancer men to me are more emotional and sensitive than the women are. To me, I don't know what that is. It could just be the circle of people I've encountered, or I don't know. They just seem to be more, you know, I'm gonna let you know how I feel, quicker to anger. You know, just more emotional, I guess. Best way I could explain it.
I dated a Cancer. Yeah. I don't know. I dated a Cancer man, and this was a couple years ago. You have never? He was, I don't know. He was quick to anger. He was quick to anger, and that was probably why we broke up, because instead of him discussing it, he just like went off on me, and he totally, like, I had said something and he totally took it, like he went left with it, and I was like, that's not what I said,
Right.
And then like he just quit talking to me.
Oh.
I was just like, okay, wait a minute. Like, we had gone on a trip, and then I don't know, he just started acting really different instead of just having a conversation with me. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
I don't know. He didn't know how to express his feelings, was what I thought. But that was the only Cancer man I've ever dated, so I don't know.
Wow. Keisha, you shook your head kind of hard. So
when she just said, he just kind of was like, okay.
So
bottled up. Well, not, I don't want to say bottled up, but not knowing how to express his emotions. So emotional that he doesn't know where to go with it. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe so.
Okay. And so you said you've never dated a Cancer man. Now, of course, I know you're married. In the past, was that a no for you if it was a Cancer, or you didn't care? Or
no, I never had any, well, I was going to say I didn't have any interest in any Cancer men. I just didn't know or have dated any Cancer men in the past. Now my husband is a Leo, and we've been together almost 20 years. And I think he's a true Leo. Like I say, I'm a true Cancer. He's a true Leo. Very, bullheaded, very opinionated. He's strong-willed, and but yeah. So I'm with a Leo, and I think Cancers and Leos work well together.
I was going to say, at least in the compatibility things that I've seen, that's always, every time I read it, it's always like a good match. Is Cancer and Leo. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So that's really interesting, for sure. And so I want to ask, since Jay's not here to defend himself, I want to get I want to get y'all's opinions on Scorpios. What do you think about them, just in general? Like, or what has been your dealings with Scorpios, or like encountering them?
Now tell me, what month is Scorpio?
Oh, okay. So a Scorpio is the back half of October, and they're the beginning of November.
Okay. Yeah. I don't. So my daughter had, her last boyfriend was a Scorpio, and she keeps saying she's not going to ever date a Scorpio again. No shade, but he seems to attract. This is like the second Scorpio that she's had, and they're both narcissistic. Don't know how to express themselves. Kind of lazy. Both of these men, and they were not emotionally mature. So I don't know.
That's all bad.
Yeah,
sorry, Jay.
I'm just saying, no shame. That's what my daughter said. She's like, I will never, ever date a Scorpio again. I'm like, okay.
Wow. Well, okay. Well, I'll save this story, but go ahead, Keisha. I'll let you go first.
one of the things that I can say about Scorpios is loyalty in terms of friendships.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that I can say about Scorpios. I think also sensitive. I have Scorpio girlfriends that display those characteristics, but that's pretty much all I really know about Scorpios. I've never dated a Scorpio or been in any kind of romantic relationship with one, just girlfriend. So
okay,
the loyalty, the sensitivity.
Yeah, I agree. The loyalty, I've heard that before too. I've heard some people say vengeful, which I feel like I can't.
See that.
I've been on the receiving end of vengeance from a Scorpio, so yeah. So I don't know how true that is, but I can say for that particular Scorpio, it's spot on because I won't go into detail, but I'll just say that I was driving on 35 and something happened to my car, and I had a hunch that it was this person. And the next day, I saw this person in a group of friends. And you know how when you tell people and your friends and you say, hey, such and such, this happened to me, and somebody would be like, oh, I'm so sorry, you okay? It was just blank stare, nothing.
Wow.
I was like, yeah, you did it. It was you. Yeah. Wow. So, yeah. That, and then I've heard they're very sensual. I think they get that rap a lot too. Like people say,
I have heard that.
The freakiest sign of the Zodiac. So I've heard that before. The loyalty, and then I think too, they have a lot of pride. I think more so than Pisces and Cancer do. I feel like, to me, a Pisces or a Cancer, they just have a little bit more of a gentle type of heart. I feel like with a Scorpio, depending on what you do, they might stay in a situation, but they're not. Their heart's not going to be fully in it if they've done. If you've done certain things to them. And that's what I can appreciate about a Pisces, because yeah, like I said, that Pisces cutoff is not nice. It's Pisces. They cut you off. It's like they don't even know you. It's just like, hey, and hey, I respect, because I'm kind of the same way. I am. Like, because for me to reach a point where I've cutting somebody off, at that point in my mind, I've given you multiple chances. So once I reach the cutoff point,
right,
it's like, hey, we both know you got more chances than you probably deserve, right? Right.
I was going to say that too, Carlos, about myself, really? And I think probably about Cancer.
Over it.
Yeah.
You can give people multiple chances, but it's like when you get to that last chance, it's over. It's like you're off the face of the earth. I don't know you. You can disappear and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Once we're pushed to that place, it's a done deal.
Right.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, I can totally understand that. Okay. Now, so I have this another segment that I want to do with y'all. This is also new for this season, so I haven't done it before. And it's called High Low. So I'll give each of you a hypothetical scenario. And so I want you to tell me how you would handle the situation in two ways. So as a high vibrational version of your sign, and then as the low gutter vibrational version of your sign, like how would you respond to this situation? So Keisha, I'll start with you. And so I try to tailor these to each of you too. So Keisha, you have a client that comes in and She says, "You didn't make my eyebrows look like Beyonce, like I told you. I look like Shrek. I'm writing a bad review." How do you respond to that client?
Okay.
The high, well, let's do the high one first, and then do the low one.
The high vibration Keisha Cancer would apologize. Listen,
Okay.
I really am sorry that you didn't, the service didn't meet your expectation. Sorry that, you feel this way about your brows. I hate that you wrote that review. What can we do to fix the problem? What can we do to fix it? And then I would offer some options. Hey, a refund. We can try them over again. We can do, we got some options here. Your satisfaction is kind of what I want to achieve. So that's the high version of the Cancer.
Okay.
That's how I would handle the situation. The other Cancer would say, you know what? You could take your business somewhere else, man. I'm sorry to hear that. You could have come to me before you wrote that review and said something. I wouldn't. And see, that's not me. So I would stick with the higher version.
The higher road. Okay.
Yeah, but I'm intuitive again, and so I probably could have felt that person's energy when they came in and got the service, and I probably would have known what they were going to do before they left the room. Right. You know what I mean? So I would have already picked out how I was going to handle this person if and when they came back.
Okay. So you already picked up on that.
That's kind of how I stay on that high vibration without having to, check somebody.
We're going to let you make it.
Right, exactly.
Thank you.
Okay. So Tineke, different question for you. So this could be a friend, romantic interest, either one. You're texting. Let's say it's a fairly new friendship, 6 months in, or relationship. You're texting. The text messages are, they're flowing well, like great communication through text. It's not just text. You talk on the phone too. But this person starts responding to you with very short messages, kind of short, cold messages. It seems like it just pops up out of nowhere. So what would be your high vibrational and low vibrational response to that?
Well, I would probably pick up the phone and ask them if they have a problem. Like, what's going on? Did I do something? Because I'm not getting the energy that I was getting before, XYZ, and what's going on, and if so, let's talk about it. And then on the low end, can I cuss? No.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
No, do you have what's your problem? Because you've been real short. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably go off.
Right.
Like, I don't know what's really going on.
Right.
If it was somebody that I probably didn't like anyway, like we probably not even that close, but I don't know. I would probably, but I usually would go with the high end, obviously. But if they hurt my feelings or something, might be a different situation. I'm gonna give you the energy you give me.
Right. Okay. Hey, yeah, I would say the low vibrational Carlos was, and it's funny because even my boss told me, I kind of didn't know how to take this, but we were having a one-on-one, and he said he was on a call with other people, and he said, man, I just would maybe show up to Carlos's place, and it's like I almost kind of just wanted to like deck him to see like what would happen, like if he would go off. And I just kind of laughed it off in my head. I'm like, okay, we know this isn't going to happen, but if it does, I won't be doing this podcast anymore because I'll be in jail.
Right.
So I say that to
That's
say
these
it's
hands.
only right. It's only a handful of people that have seen me like that. But I'm
Go
very,
off.
yeah. I'm
Are you
really a
slow to
match
anger?
energy.
Are you slow to react like that, or
Uh,
like
it depends. It depends on
it
the
takes a
person.
lot to get you to that point?
Yeah, it usually does take a lot. It depends on the person. It also depends
Mhm.
on what kind of day I'm having. So, like, if I'm already having a bad day,
Mhm.
I'm gonna be not a recluse, but I'm gonna
Mhm.
kind of stay to myself because I don't want to be in the line of fire where I'm having to, match somebody's energy or I'm misinterpreting maybe something that they said. So sometimes I kind of stay to myself. But
Right.
yeah, especially like a relationship and I think in a relationship after so long, what pushes the other person's buttons. So if I feel like I'm intentionally being pushed,
Mhm.
Mhm.
then I might not push you back that day. I'll wait a couple of days, make you think I forgot about it, and then I boom.
You don't find that opportunity moment.
Yeah. Now that I don't do that now, but that used to
Mhm.
be my thing, and I used to be a person too where um my personality was so calm that I would let a lot of things slide under the rug, or at least I thought I was, but I really wasn't. Um, and so what would happen is one thing would happen, don't say anything or don't make a big deal. Two, three, four. By the time we get to that fifth, sixth thing, and I'm not talking about violently blowing up,
Mhm.
but I'm blowing up, and I'm
Right.
I'm mentioning I got receipts of everything you did, like 1 through 6 of why I'm ticked off, and maybe
Mm.
that sixth thing you did really wasn't that big of a deal, but it was the last straw, and then now, yeah, it's it's bad. But I don't do that now. But I will
Straw
admit
that
I
broke the
used to
camel's
be
back.
like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I definitely used
I
to be
feel
like that.
that.
Um, so one thing y'all mentioned that I definitely want to touch on is the intuition piece. Because
Mm.
so first season of the podcast, I had a lady who actually I met her through my barber, and she's a numerologist. And so we started talking, and I was kind of like, I don't know if I was a little hesitant about asking her to be on the show at first because I thought, okay, well, I don't want to go that deep into this. And I kind of just stay with the astrology part.
Mhm.
But she told me some things about my birth number because apparently the day that you're born has a lot to do with your personality too. And so, like for me, for instance, since I'm born on the 4th of the month, she said I'll have a natural connection to anybody else that's born on the 4th, the 22nd, which that also equals 4 on the 13th of the month. Um,
Hmm.
Regardless of their sign, regardless of what month they're born, it's just you probably will have a strong connection with those people. So she told me
Mhm.
that, and then she told me this really freaked me out because a few years ago I was diagnosed with gout, and I've corrected it by just not eating a lot of meat. So I'm like 75% vegetarian. And so didn't share that with her. And she was like, yeah, your master number is 11. And she's like, a lot of 11s are prone to gout. And I was like, wait, what? And it was like other things she said that I was like, wait, how you know? And I had to call my barber. I'm like, hey, what you been telling her about? He's like, man, I didn't anything about you. He's like, she just knew. And so I say that to say she told me that the master number 11 is highly
Mhm.
intuitive. And so sometimes I do
Mhm.
feel like I feel things. I think I'm an energy person. So where I feel like Pisces, Cancer, and even Scorpio. But if I had to really pick out of the three and really out of all the signs, I feel like Pisces and Cancer are the two most intuitive signs, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Um, where I feel like y'all can kind of like pinpoint a situation, and like you said, Tineke, like almost like a psychic type
Mhm.
ability, where you can see things before they happen. With me,
Mhm.
I go more about energy. So it's like, this energy is off. And sometimes I cut people off and cut situations off because I feel that way. And every time I go against it, it bites me. So now if that energy is off, I'm out. Like, no
Isn't that
matter how bad
something?
people, yeah, I'll just let them talk about me. Like if they think it's bad or it's ruthless or whatever, then I gotta go with it, because if I stay in that situation, it's not gonna be good. And so the thing I get a kick out of, and this is more so Cancers than Pisces, but Pisces too, is that Cancers are so intuitive. But I have some Cancer friends or like close Cancer people in my life, and it's like sometimes I get annoyed if they have people around them that I can clearly see don't mean them well, or maybe not their best interests. And because y'all are so intuitive, I'm like, I know you see this because I see it. So if I'm seeing it, like you had to have seen this like 2 miles ago. Like so do y'all think, being as intuitive as you are, do you sometimes have a better gauge on intuition as it concerns maybe people around you than yourself? Or do you think it's pretty spot on for situations like close to home too?
Yeah. I know for me, I can meet people and I'll be like, okay, something's not quite, I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling that person by just maybe the things that they're saying, or but like you said, the energy that I'm getting from them. I'll be like, I don't know if I want to fool with them. I might have to sit back a little bit and just kind of see what they're about, you know. So, and usually it's correct.
Right.
I can read energy pretty good. You know, I can pick up on things or people initially when I first meet them and say, you know, this is somebody I don't want to deal with too much, or somebody I'll give a chance, or somebody I want to, you know, kind of keep close. I can pick up on that pretty instantly. But what I also try to do is say, you know what, you know, it could be other factors, you know, playing in here. So I'll give people a chance. You know what I'm saying?
True.
I say, okay, Keisha, you know, maybe they not really to be put way over here. Let's have a couple more interactions with them and see, you know, kind of how it goes. But I do know this. Like I said, I've been with my husband for a long time, and he said it a long time ago. He was like, Keisha, he was like, you be knowing stuff. And this is before I really understood. You know what I mean? This is before I really understood how intuitive I was, because I would brush it off, but the conversations that he and I would have, and then he would look back later on and be like, you was right about that. You was right about that. You was right about that. You right about a lot of stuff. And so he's been saying that over the years. And it just kind of was like, you know what, let me start paying attention to things. And the more I paid attention to, you know, what I was seeing and what I was feeling, I was like, you know what, you probably want to tune in a little bit more to what you're thinking and how you're feeling about situations and people.
Yeah, so because you know,
and I think it gets better as you get older too, just by your experiences and stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree with that. And so before we kind of shift, I can't believe it's already like almost been an hour. But before we kind of shift to the game, and then also definitely want to give time for both of you to talk about any like personal endeavors or like business or anything, to mention that as well. Part of the reason why we're here is this manipulation piece. So, do you think that you as your individual signs can be manipulative, or do you think maybe the water signs as a whole, or maybe one sign of those three is manipulative, or maybe it could be another sign in general? Because I even had a couple people hit me back and they were like, they said they think Aquarius is manipulative. And I was like, not this one, but hey, you know, maybe it could be. I don't know, but so what do y'all think about that? Do you think that, or why do you think people would say that the water signs may be manipulative?
I don't know. I've never heard that. I mean, because I know I'm not manipulative. I'm just not, because I don't like people being manipulative with me. Because, like I said, I try to treat people as they treat me.
Right.
And I don't like that as a character, because I feel like that's a character flaw. And just a lot of, like I said, I tend to attract narcissists, and narcissists tend to be manipulative. And I don't like that manipulation. My mother was like that. She's very narcissistic. And so when I see that in others, I try to, ooh, okay, yeah, I'm not fooling with you.
I see, you already know. So how do you, because I feel like when we hear narcissism now, it's almost kind of like a buzzword, because it's so I don't even really know when I mean, I know it's always been a thing, but I feel like I'm just hearing it a lot more now. So I say, maybe give me three things. Like what three things
Oh, I
have
can
you
write a book.
noticed? Huh?
I said I can write a
What you say?
book.
Oh, you
I can write a book about narcissism.
Really?
Well, no, and I'm just saying, because like I really didn't know what narcissism was either. I don't know if you. There was a girl that worked with us at Frito-Lay. I think her name was Hillary, and we went to happy hour one day, and she was talking about her mom. I was like, damn, that sounds like my mother. We were talking about narcissistic mothers, and I was like, okay. Never really thought about it, but then I started really researching it. I was like, okay, she's narcissistic. And so once you start seeing those signs, you see it in a person, right?
Right.
And I think one thing that I've always said, that I feel like in this day and age, you're hearing a lot of it, is because of social media. I think that is really kind of like making people to be that way more so than maybe back in the day. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. I just think that it's about me, and look at me and what I'm doing, and they don't care about other people. But I think that really leads into social media and bringing that out of people.
Okay. So kind of like a focus, I guess, maybe a exaggerated focus on yourself, you think?
Yeah, like it's all about me. They don't want to hear anything about what's going on in your life. I don't know if you've ever had people that just, oh my God. Oh, like when I was working at Frito-Lay, there was this man, I'll never forget. He would come up to my desk and I'd be like, okay, he gonna sit here and tell me, for 30 minutes how his weekend was. And I'm like listening, asking him questions. I'm interacting with his conversation. And then I'm like, start talking about me. Oh, you know what? I gotta go. Okay, yeah, okay. I knew if I start talking about myself, that's how to get him to shut up.
Get him to move on.
Right.
He didn't want to hear nothing about what I did over the weekend. So yeah.
That's interesting.
But there's a lot
That's
of people
funny.
like that nowadays, I think. Huh?
But you know what? I think too, Carlos, when I saw the title of this segment or this, I said, wait a minute, hold on, manipulation.
I didn't say that at first on purpose.
No. I know. But I said, that's the furthest thing from what I consider myself. But then I said, okay, let me step back and think about this. I said, wait a minute, like I always do. Well, okay, so how can we be not misinterpreted, but viewed as manipulative? And I think what we sometimes can be is very influential. I think we're very trusting. And when you're able to gain the trust of people, you're able to sway them in the way that they think. And I don't necessarily think that that's manipulation. I just think that we're very convincing. I know I can be. Yeah, I can get people to see things my way. But it's always we were saying earlier, to their benefit or to the benefit of the situation. I'm trying to help. So not manipulate. And I think so what narcissists do when they're manipulating, it's doing something that's going to lead to their advantage. It's going to be something that's going to lead to them having an advantage over you or over a situation, and disregard to other people's feelings or disregard to other people's predicament or whatever might happen to them. It's all about them. And what I think social media does is it highlights those that have that behavior. You can see it magnifies it. You can see those people up close and personal. You're like, man, I didn't know that she was like this or he was like that. Well, they on full display and they got everybody's attention. So you see it very easy.
Right.
Isn't that something?
That's true. Yeah, that is. And that was part of my idea for the show too, is because to me, I feel like persuasion, convincing, manipulation, they're all kind of distant cousins a little bit.
Right.
Like they're kind of I feel like there could be a fine line between those. And when I think about people who are salespeople, even anything where you're trying to get somebody to maybe even buy into a product or something like that, you have to be persuasive, and maybe that might come with a little bit of manipulation. And I've said this before on other episodes. The one sign that can get me to do something, because I'm pretty headstrong. So like if I make up my mind on something, more than likely it's not going to change. But when I look back on situations where I maybe went against what I said I wasn't going to do, it's always been a Cancer.
How'd I know you was gonna say that?
Yeah, always. But you know what? I give you credit though, because it's of course there's been a couple of bad things here and there, but for the most part, it's been good things. It's
Right.
been to convince me to do something different. So I think sometimes even the word manipulation gets a bad rap, because sometimes we might need to be manipulated to level up in life or change a situation, or just be different and be better.
I think when I was a kid, when I was younger, I wanted to be a motivational speaker. Isn't that something?
I can see that.
I knew that I wanted to motivate people, and I guess in a sense that is convincing. It's persuasive, persuasion, or manipulation in a sense. Changing people's minds about things. So yeah, motivational speaker.
Right, exactly. So everybody watching.
I guess I always thought manipulation was where one would benefit from convincing someone to do what they wanted you to do.
Right.
I guess that to me was always like, what manipulation was, because that's something I just never really wanted to do. Like, I always feel like, hey girl, you do you and I'm gonna do me. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just don't like it when people try to manipulate me. That's a very much a turn off for me.
Absolutely.
It is a big turn off.
Right. No, I'm with you on that. I can totally.
I'm gonna do what I want to do. Period.
Yeah, see, that's me too. Yeah. And see, for me, I believe too, it's not what you say a lot of times, but how you say it. And I feel like if something is presented to me in a certain way, I might do what you want me to do, depending on how you say it. But I think sometimes a lot of people with social media and things like that, everybody is so used to getting what they want and getting their way, kind of by any means necessary. So there's no finesse to it. It's just like, I want you to do this and do it now just because.
Right. I think there's a difference between influencing and manipulation, though. Influencing just, giving you reasons as to why you should do something, and maybe kind of giving you a choice. To me, manipulation is like you're kind of using a certain situation to achieve something out of it, for your own benefit. Like say, for instance, if you are trying to sell something, okay, it's benefiting you, right? For you to buy this from me. So yeah, I'm gonna try to manipulate you into buying it. You might need it, but I'm gonna let you know or make you think you
gotta
need
get this sale, right?
right.
Yeah.
As in,
that's true.
I don't know. And then influencing is just like, hey, this is what I do. And you're showing them I'm using this product and look how good it makes my hair or whatever. And people are looking at it like, okay, girl, I might have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So you're giving them a choice, I think, when you're influencing someone. I don't know. To me, it's like a slight difference in that respect.
I can see that. I can see that for sure. Yeah. So, hey, so everybody watching this show, don't walk away saying Carlos said the water signs are manipulative. Hey, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But no, before we get to the last segment, is there anything that either of you want to promote or say just about your personal lives or any projects or business endeavors that you want to plug?
Well, I guess I'll go.
Okay.
Like I said, I am a business owner here in Dallas, Texas. 14, 15 years in business, esthetician,
Awesome.
medical esthetician, and my spa is called Enhanced Spa and Wellness. I'm in North Dallas by the Galleria.
Okay.
And I'm on Facebook and Instagram, Enhanced Spa and Wellness.
Awesome. Okay. I'll make sure I put the information in the video description too for the YouTube. Yeah, of course. Okay. All right. So we've come to the last segment here. So again, this is the this or that portion. It's called Dead in the Water again. And so just as a refresher, so for anybody who's that theme, so it's two options. And instead of telling me which one they like the best, Tineke and Keisha will tell me which one they would throw back in the water or the one that they would get rid of. So let's see. Tineke, I will start with you. All right. And the first question is Cheetos or Ruffles? Which one are you getting rid of?
Ruffles. I'm gonna throw that back. I love Cheetos.
Okay, me too.
Right off of the when you take off the, you know what I'm saying? When they're hot.
Yes.
Yes, Lord.
Yes. I ain't gonna lie, that's one of the things I miss about working at Frito-Lay. I was like, those plant trips and you get to taste the hot Cheetos. Oh, yes. So good. All right. So game night or movie night?
Game night.
Okay. So you prefer the movie night? Okay.
I like to watch TV.
Okay. All right. All right. So this is a music one. So female duos of the 90s, Zhané or Changing Faces, which one are you getting rid of?
Okay, this is funny. We're going to get rid of Changing Faces. I love Zhané so much. My daughter's middle name is Zhané.
Oh!
Her name is Tia Zhané. I was pregnant with her. Hey, Mr. I'm going to dance her out.
Hey, I didn't even know that.
Carlos.
Right. Okay, so I thought that was gonna be a tough one. That was easy. You said Changing Faces, y'all hit the water so quick. All right, so when it comes to traveling,
out.
Oh, okay.
Guided tour. I like self-exploration.
Exploration. Okay, that's kind of what I thought you were gonna say, but I wasn't exactly sure. Okay. And this is the last one. Text or phone call?
Text. I hate texting. Please do not text me.
Really? You don't like texting at all?
I be dating and these guys want to text. Oh my God, no. If you want to call, I'm not trying to text you all day. I'm just not.
Okay. All right. So Keisha, let's see, your questions are up next.
All right.
So eyebrows or eyelashes? You gotta get rid of one. Which one are you throwing away?
I'm getting rid of eyebrows.
Eyebrows. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm fond of the lashes.
All right. Okay, so TV shows, Scandal or How to Get Away with Murder, which one would you get rid of?
How to Get Away with Murder.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay,
And the only reason I say that is because I've seen some of it, but I went all in with Scandal. Like, I didn't miss an episode of Scandal. I haven't seen as much of How to Get Away with Murder, although I know it's good. But yeah,
okay,
we're gonna hold on.
And I see I'm kind of the opposite. So like by the time I really got interested in Scandal, I felt like I was too far gone to catch up. And so when How to Get Away with Murder came out, I think I was maybe like 3 episodes behind before I caught on to it. So I'm like, okay, I can watch those. But it was...
Yeah, I was a couple of years behind.
Oh, really? Yeah, it was...
on Scandal.
I don't know if Scandal was like this or not, but How to Get Away with Murder was kind of all over the place. Like, that would be my only gripe about the show was like they would do a lot of time jumps. And sometimes you couldn't tell, like, is this current day or was this like 10 years ago or like what?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, for Scandal, for me, once it got towards the end of it, it started kind of to get a little like not outrageous, but unbelievable. You know what I mean? It was a lot better in the earlier. Did you watch it too?
The first several seasons, oh my God, honey, I was right there, couldn't wait for it to come. I'm like, oh my God, yes. But then towards the last like seasons, I kind of stopped watching it.
Yeah, I watched it all the way through, but the last couple were, they were different than the first.
Exactly.
Okay. All right. So this is a music one too. So Teddy Pendergrass or Luther Vandross, who are you throwing away?
We don't throw away Teddy.
Definitely.
You said that kind of quick.
We love him. I'm a
Luther.
Big Luther.
Luther? Both
Big Luther.
Yeah.
Not
Big
Big Luther. Big Luther.
Yeah. Luther Vandross, you can't go wrong with him. You can't never throw Luther away.
That could have been a question by itself, I guess. Little Luther versus Big Luther.
Absolutely.
Big Luther all day.
All right. Okay, so this is a food one. So lasagna or spaghetti?
Spaghetti. We'll throw the spaghetti out. We'll keep the lasagna.
Keep the lasagna. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And I love both, but yeah.
Me too. I love both too. Early mornings or late nights? Which one would you get rid of?
Late night.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That surprised me because I don't know why, but to me, you seem like you would be a night person.
I'm both.
Oh, okay.
I'm both. But
really?
I've been an early riser a lot longer than I've been a night owl.
Okay.
I stay up late, I get up early, but I've been early mornings since I was a kid. Yeah.
Really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
So did it like late nights, but like when you're like younger, I used to like late nights, but now after kids, I was like early mornings. And it's something about getting up early. I go to work early too. You can just, I don't know, it's the quietness of it, right? Love it.
That's true.
Yeah. It is. It's the peacefulness of it. It's when I think the best. Yeah. When I have more of my creative thoughts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Early mornings.
Early mornings. Wow. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna throw a little bit of a wild card here. So I'm gonna flash up the questions I had for Jay, and I'll let both of you answer and tell me which one you throw away. So this first one was kind of more so, I guess, tailored to him specifically, but I'm curious to see what y'all are gonna say. So when it comes to, I guess, I'll ask it this way for y'all. What you prefer as far as like how a guy is dressed, like not just occasionally, but just more so like all the time. Would you say suit or sweats? Which one would you get rid of?
Sweat.
I'm gonna get rid of sweats.
Okay, so both y'all get rid of sweats.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. first too. Even in Texas though, it's hot.
Smelling good. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so sweat's got to go. All right. So between these two, I guess you could say kind of condiments, flavors, whatever. Wasabi or ginger. Which one would you get rid of?
Ginger.
Okay.
I would throw away wasabi.
Really? Okay. Now I will say, funny story. It's a quick story. When I first tried wasabi, I didn't know what it was, and I took about a dime size piece.
A bunch of it.
Yeah, and so if y'all never had wasabi, a dime, it sounds small,
Yeah.
but that's a lot for wasabi.
Yeah. I like spice. I like the heat. Yeah.
Your mouth was on fire.
It was.
Just
I
a
felt
little
like
bit.
my nose was burning. I felt like my eyes were gonna pop out. It was so bad. But I said, okay, I'll use it again, just a little pinch next time. But all right, so Nas or Jay-Z, out of these two, who would you get rid of?
I would get rid of Jay-Z.
I was gonna say I get rid of Nas.
Oh, okay. So
Not that I don't like him, just I think.
Yeah, no, I get it. No, hey,
director.
no, I
Yeah.
get it. Yeah, okay. Fast lane or cruise control? Which one would you get rid of?
I think I'd say fast lane. I like to cruise.
Okay.
I'll probably get rid of the cruise control.
Oh, really? So you more of a fast driver?
Yeah.
And that's funny. I thought y'all's answers were gonna be opposite.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why. I don't really have any facts to back that up. I just thought it was gonna be opposite. That's funny. Okay. All right, and then the last one is agenda or free flow. Which one would you throw away?
Agenda.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw away free flow.
Okay. Oh, so y'all kind of like 50-50 on these. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. Well, hey, that is the end of the show. Thank y'all both so much for joining. I really appreciate it. Thanks everybody for watching. I hope that this gave a better understanding of the water signs. So we have to get Jay on here hopefully again, and maybe he can shed some more light on Scorpio for us. But are there any last things y'all want to tell the listeners and the viewers, or anything like maybe, how to better deal with Pisces and Cancer?
Be kind. Because we're sensitive.
Okay. Be kind. Okay.
Yep. Be kind. Be honest.
Be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the okay. So I won't drag this out. But Keisha, I don't know how I went this whole episode and I did not think to say. One thing a Cancer hates, and I know Pisces hate it too, but I feel like it's a little worse with Cancer. They hate liars. Like to the point where it's almost like you spit in their face. That's kind of how my experience has been. And I'm kind of weird when it comes to that, because my mentality is everybody lies to a degree. That's just my thought process. Now I don't want you to, it's limits and levels. Certain things. Yeah, I do want you to be completely honest. But I feel like I like honesty and I want it. But I guess my mentality is like, that's your deal if you're not being honest with me. Because to me, dishonesty hurts the person that's telling the lie the most. So I'm like, hey, that's your thing. You're going to have to deal with that if you're not being truthful. But yeah, if Cancer, if they get a hold of that dishonesty, that's hard to come back from. Yeah.
Why lie? I mean,
so. Yeah. Why lie?
We love everybody. We easy going. We easy to deal with. We easy to like. We don't have time for that.
Right. Hey, I don't.
Why you gotta lie, Craig?
Right. Exactly. No need.
That's right.
Yes. Well, thank y'all again. I really appreciate it. Next week, I'm going to have an Aquarius on, Aquarius female. And that episode is called Normalize Being Dead Ass. And she kind of gave me that title based off of a video that she posted. So we're going to talk about being dead ass on the next episode. So it's going to be interesting. So make sure everybody tunes in. So thanks again, Tineke, Keisha. Really, really appreciate y'all for real. And thanks everybody for tuning in. So next week, peace.
Thank you. Bye.
All right.